so beautiful. We had gorgeous weather that weekend. We had that suite up in the top with the view of the lake. We had that wonderful cruise on the lake. And we had that wonderful entertainment that night. Guess what, folks? He's back. Belante, please enter the room.
Thank you very much. Well, it's good to see all of you once again. Before I actually get into the performance tonight, there are a couple of points that I would like to explain to you. I feel by understanding these particular things, then you will understand what you're actually seeing up here on the stage. First of all is the fact that hypnosis is not a state of sleep. When a person becomes hypnotized, or they enter what we term the hypnotic state, they do not become unconscious, they do not become a zombie, they are not oblivious to their surrounding. Actually, see, hypnosis is an altered state of consciousness. It's actually a rather peculiar state of mind that's brought about by the individual's concentration. That when the subconscious mind is brought up and forward to a point that it may be influenced by suggestion. Physically, yes, the individual does approach sleep. The body takes on all of the characteristics of a very deep, natural, normal sleep. Mentally, however, they do not. If the individual actually lost complete consciousness, then they couldn't hear my voice. And if they couldn't hear my voice, they wouldn't respond to any type of suggestion. And of course, in a demonstration of this nature, I do ask for members of the audience to volunteer to come up and to allow themselves to be hypnotized. We term this an audience participation type of show. If you do come up, I think you'll thoroughly enjoy it. It is a lot of fun, and also it's quite educational. Yes, you're going to learn a great deal about hypnosis. In fact, you will learn more in the time that I have you up here with me than I could really ever begin to try to teach you. Because you actually feel it. You gain an insight and understanding that you can't gain in any other way. Also, at the end of each demonstration is my personal way of saying thank you to those who have participated. And also as my way of demonstrating to the rest of you what we really can do with hypnosis. I do take time with each individual to help them with any particular problem or habit that they might have. Not those kinds of For example, maybe you'd like to stop smoking. Now, if you wholeheartedly don't want to stop, it don't make much sense to come up here and ask me for that, because if I give it to you, all will happen is cigarettes will taste absolutely miserable for a couple of weeks. But you're going to fight your way through and keep right on smoking. I can make the cigarettes distasteful and I can give you the willpower to stop, but once I've done those two things for you, it's up to you to exert that willpower. To actually throw those cigarettes into the trash can to make an honest effort to stop. Maybe you'd like to lose some weight. Maybe you'd like to stop biting your fingernails. Maybe you suffer from insomnia. Maybe you'd like to have more self-confidence. Perhaps you're a student, you'd like to have a more retentive memory. Now, I don't step into the medical field. I do occasionally have people coming up with very serious emotional and psychological problems. This particular type of thing I do not try to handle on the stage. First of all, I really don't know you that well. And in the period of time that I have you up here, I can't gain enough insight into your psychological makeup to handle that particular thing. Also, I don't feel it's anybody else's business knowing what your personal problems are. Now, before I do ask for the volunteers, there's one thing I want very clearly understood by everyone here. There are actually three types of people that I cannot hypnotize. And if you mentally should place yourself within any one of these three categories, I request that you remain in your seat. Number one is an idiot. Well, people have the idea that a weak-minded person should be more susceptible to hypnosis. The actual hypnotic state itself is produced by the individual's ability to concentrate on just one thing. An idiot? Simply too scatterbrained to concentrate long enough to be hypnotized. I hope that you mentally do not place yourself within this category. But then again, you really are a better judge than anyone else. Second type of person I cannot hypnotize is someone who is intoxicated. Alcohol in moderation is an aid. It helps you to relax. It does take off the edge. Too much alcohol in the body, however, then it does begin to affect the mind. And we get right back to the idiot stage. So if you've had a little too much drink, remain in your seat, come up some other time when you have the full opportunity of being hypnotized. And the third type of person I cannot hypnotize, which is the one I would say that I frequently most encounter a wise guy, the know-it-all, who comes up with no intention of really being hypnotized. Now, I cannot hypnotize you against your will. In fact, it only takes common sense to figure that out. If I don't have your full cooperation, how on earth can I really ever expect to gain your full concentration? So if you have any idea of playing games, forget it, stay in your seats. Allow the other people to come up who really would like to be hypnotized. That means that I will be able to devote the time efficiently to them. And before we do get the group up here tonight, I want to do something with all of you. What I am about to show you now is not going to hypnotize you, so I don't want you to get excited. But I want you to try it because it's going to impress in your mind a point of concentration that is necessary to produce the hypnotic state. In fact, what it'll really do, I'll show you just how well you personally can concentrate on one particular thing. I want you all to sit up straight in your seat, push your feet so they're flat and firm on the floor. Place the palms of your hands together now, interlace your fingers, let your thumbs lie so they cross across the top of your hands. Now, in a moment, I'm going to have each one of you start to stare at your thumbs. The idea of staring at your thumbs now is to develop a very fine point of visual concentration. This, however, has a tendency to confuse some people because they do have two thumbs. And they're not quite sure which one to stare at. Just pick a thumb. Makes no difference which. Stretch your hands out in front of you now like this. Come on, elevate them from the table. I know that you're strong enough to lift them. Bring them up high in your line of vision. And then push your hands away from you so that your arms are perfectly straight. All right, here we go. I want each one of you now just to start to stare at your own thumbs. Yes, I want you to stare, and I want you to actually concentrate all of your visual attention on your own thumbs. Do not look up at me or anyone else in the room. All of your visual concentration just lock very intently on your thumbs. Now, one, squeeze your hands together. Keep your eyes locked in your thumbs at all times, and keep a very, very constant pressure. Two, squeeze your hands tighter. Feel the muscles in your arms, your hands beginning to tighten. Three, squeeze your hands tighter yet. Imagine now that you can feel your hands beginning to stick and bond tighter and tighter together. Four, squeeze your hands tighter. Now five, squeeze. Just squeeze those hands as tight as you possibly can. Now keep your eyes locked very intently on your thumbs and try to take your hands apart. Yes, keep your eyes locked right on those thumbs and try to take your hands apart. Now look away. Look away. Take your eyes off your thumbs now, and your hands will relax, and they will come apart. Now, you know when I do that with a group of people? There were always some people whose hands immediately come apart. And I can have a flow of conversation. As it goes in the room, it usually sounds something like this. Gee, my hands came apart. Does that mean that I'm an idiot? Not necessarily. It certainly does tell me one thing about you, however. It tells me that you're nosy. That's right, you're nosy because you had to glance around to see how everybody else was doing with their hands. You just couldn't pay attention to your own. You see, if you kept your eyes locked on your thumbs, it happens to be an absolute impossibility to take your hands apart. Due to the simple fact that as long as you are concentrating on your thumbs, then you see there's no way that you can consciously control the voluntary muscles in your own arms that would allow you to take your hands apart. Now, if you were to take that principle that I just demonstrated to you right there, as simple as that was, and change it to this extent, if you were to concentrate on me, to the same degree that you just concentrated on your thumbs, only for a little longer period of time, then I think you can see how you would gradually begin to lose the control of the other muscles in your body. And then we would have that particular state that we call hypnosis. Now, if you would like to be hypnotized, if you would really and sincerely like to try, if you're willing to give me your full cooperation, your full concentration, if you will simply get out of your seat at this time, just come on up, sit down in one of the chairs up here with me, then we'll go ahead and start the show.